You gotta be stupid or crazy to throw a dart at the world map and travel wherever it lands.
Oh my God.
Especially if you hit a place that has a history of cannibalism. Well, meet Sorin,
Is it safe to go?
who just did that, and along with his friend Matt, traveled to Easter Island, one of the world's most remote inhabited islands. In the previous episode, the boys threw the dart at a ceremony in India, but as Easter Island belongs to Chile, they needed to land in Santiago first. Things are about to get a lot weirder.
My name is Sorin. I throw darts at the world map and travel wherever they land, no matter how far or difficult it is. Besides traveling with me, I invite you to do whatever you love before it's too late and live a life with no regrets. My passion is travel by dart. So, Chile first. What the hell do we know about this country? I know wine exporting is huge for Chile, just don't ask me why I know that. So, if we're going to Chile on our way to Easter Island, why not just try to go to a winery?
Sorin hooked up an amazing winery tour for us, but we got to go and see how the process of a great world-class, Chilean wine worked out. So I think, needless to say, that took off the edge.
Matt has more of a eat healthy style. I'm more like a drink healthy kind of guy.
3 months ago, I wasn't gonna have one drink until this episode. Well, I haven't had one drink.
What's in it for you? Well, you're a minute away from finding out some cool stuff, like how winemakers change the color of the wine, how to open a bottle of champagne without making a sound, or how to know if a sparkling wine is good or bad by looking at the bubbles. We'll call this the chapter of the two Christians. Both are named Christian, and they're very cool. I reached out to I think about 38 or 40 wineries that they'd be willing to partner with us. The first one that responded very friendly and interested was Valdivieso, which is the #1 sparkling winery in Chile.
We was the first sparkling wine house in South America, of course in Chile. This is our award room. In 1930, where we participate in an exposition, like in a festival in Spain, and we received the gold medal for our production of champagne. At that time, 100 years ago, we call it champagne to our products, but now it's our sparkling wine.
Well, do we get to taste and share with you this award-winning wine? We sure will, but first you need to witness what you're never gonna see in a liquor store or when you're buying your wine. So we leave Santiago with the other Christian to go to Curicó, where the magic happens.
Valdivieso Winery is one of the oldest wineries in Chile, founded by Mr. Alberto Valdivieso, mining entrepreneur, in the nitrate business in those days. I'm talking in the mid-1800s. These people got very rich and they became part of the aristocratic, sort of society of Chile. And that's how it started. We got to one point in the 1960s where Chile was drinking over 40 liters per capita a year, which is one of the highest consumption rates in the world in those days.
Here it is. We'll show you how the real wine is made, not the one in your garage.
Okay, I'll do the introductions.
Okay.
Yeah, Jimena Christie, she's a winemaker in the winery. She worked with Brett Jackson here, the chief winemaker, and they both lead the winemaking team in the winery.
So we're here backstage and checking out the process of how grapes get from field all the way to bottle.
They said they have some good stuff to show us, so hopefully we can share with you, just like you would be here, not me. Check it out.
The first step in this wine production is to get your grapes, as best as possible. That means to grow your grapes during the growing season throughout the year until they are ready to be picked by tasting the grapes until the grapes are ready. And then you secure your grapes You carry the grapes as gentle as possible into the winery.
The second step is putting the grapes in the crusher. That's important because the grapes have come on the stem, so to be able to ferment them, you need to separate the grapes from the stems and be able to break the berry so the juice can start to come out. The third step is fermentation, and that is where the grapes are now in the tank and the juice is all coming out, and so we add some yeast.
What you have is the juice. You add an army of yeast that will eat the sugar and poop alcohol.
Well, here is something cool that you probably didn't know. How they change the color of the wine through maceration.
We leave the skins soaking in the juice, and then as it ferments, the wine soaks in there for several days.
You get the juice in contact with the skins, so there is a transfer. You transfer flavors, and most important, you transfer color, because the color is in the skins. So if you don't macerate, you will get a white wine or a rosé wine from red grapes.
The fourth step is we have to press, because there's a lot of wine in there, and we press it so that all of the wine comes out. That wine then we take for storage.
I'm going to show you the only way to drink real Chilean wine.
This is a natural spring. It comes down like a beauty.
Gentlemen,
The next step is what we call aging, and that's where we keep the wine in the barrels. Aging because we just leave it there to naturally change over time. And then finally, we bottle and label. That is what you see when you go into a supermarket or the bottle store. That may have taken 1 year from when it was first from the step one, or may have taken 4 years from step one.
Chile as a country exports a worth of $2.8 billion in wine every year, while Valdivieso Winery sends out annually 10 million bottles. However, Valdivieso is known for something else. It's the best sparkling winery in Chile, so the other Christian felt like showing off the secret and make sure we have enough alcohol in our blood before heading to Easter Island.
Trying to keep it classy, San Diego.
So we got this Christian to drive us back to Santiago and share some insights.
so what's unique about the Chilean wine? What makes the difference?
I think it's the weather and the soil, the overall conditions. Grapes, they need a temperate weather to grow. You cannot grow grapes in a tropical weather. That's why you don't produce wines in Venezuela, in Ecuador, or in Colombia, Vietnam, or Thailand. The wine industry contributes very importantly to the GDP of Chile. I couldn't say half or a third or at the moment, but definitely mining business is half of it. We produce Cabernet Sauvignon here as good as California and as good as Australia. The difference is in the price of a bottle of wine, and probably the winemaker will tell you that it's easier to make a Cabernet Sauvignon here in Chile than in Australia. This is an underground cave in the middle of Santiago. Here we have all our best quality products. Chile is a very seismic country. We have a lot of earthquake, and we're trying to keep this as a sample of how we made in the past to go to the new methods of racking our bottles. The last earthquake that we suffered in 2010, the 8.8, was very strong, and we lost a lot of bottles.
Man, you really are earthquake proofing these things.
Yeah. This is a showroom where we have our Magnum bottles, our own labels, and this is it's only a showroom where our visitors take pictures.
Well, let's get down to sampling. But first, you need to see and learn 5 cool things about sparkling wine, including how to know its quality by looking at the bubbles. For sparkling, there are 2 fermentation processes, not 1.
The first one, which
is not reaching maturation. The skins does not dissolve the red coloring into the wine itself. And the second fermentation happens inside the bottle. And that's what produces these very small bubbles that are continuous. The smaller the bubble and the more continuous the, what would you call it? The
Flow up.
The upflow means the better the quality of the wine.
All right. Cheers, my friend. So when they receive these hundreds of thousands of corks from a third-party company, this one comes from Portugal, what they do, they soak them in their wine for 24 hours, and at the end of the day, when they took him out, taste the wine. If the wine tastes good, they give him the go-ahead. If they feel a foreign aroma, they consider them compromised and they get a new batch of corks.
Yes.
While it's not uncommon to find sediments in some wines, that cannot happen in a sparkling bottle. It's a bit crazy though how they take it out.
Now to get that pristine, bubbly quality that Valdivieso is known for, what you have to do is get all the yeast out of the bottle. In the second fermentation process, how they do that is so much yeast is built up. So they take the bottle, they turn it on its head, all the yeast falls to the bottleneck, they put it in this machine right here and they freeze the bottleneck of the bottle. Once that comes around, goes into the assembly line, they pop the cork, remove the ice cube from the frozen part containing all the yeast inside, then they rebottle it and package it for consumption.
This is where they rotate the bottle, so the yeast and the sediments actually, they go from one side of the bottle to the other one and then go in the bottleneck.
Basically, 15 to 20 years ago, 100 people would manually do this for every single bottle, rotating it one quart at a time for a long time. Now,
Technology.
one guy manages thousands of bottles.
Well, let's give you 2 more quick tips and start trying all the products.
Normally these have 6
Twists.
Twists. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half. Okay? And they recommend to hold them with the muselet because you have better grip. So you only move the bottle, not the cork, and trying to not make a big noise at the moment.
Whoa, that's professional. If we do it, maybe we'll be...
Hey, let's do it.
All right, so now comes the time when Sorin and I have our champagne off. Professionally opening 2 bottles of Valdivieso, but first, Sorin, because I'm getting a little nervous, I brought my glasses from the wine cellar in the process. So before you go, I just want to be safe. I don't want you to be so loud and obnoxious that you pop it right into my face. See, the goal here is to be soft and smooth, all right? Not rough, okay?
I can do this blindfolded.
5 years in a liquor store back in the day, apparently he's got all the skills to pay the bills. So now we're about to prove it right now. Oh, that's what you guys are doing? You're pouring it out? You're not drinking it?
Check this out. First, you have to find the thing that kind of opens the whole thing.
I think it's here.
Well said.
And
So articulate, sir.
The thing that opens the things.
all right, so remove the plastic cup. Step number 2, this is how to open a sparkling wine in 5 easy steps. Step number 2, you have to turn this like 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right?
Don't tell me.
Hold very carefully the bottle and this in the same time and point it hopefully
At the window.
And then you have to rotate the bottle, not the cork, right? So the idea is that you have to make like very, very little noise, and I'm getting a bit nervous right now because this might explode, but I have a feeling I'm gonna win this competition because there is no sound. Good.
Oh, not bad, but I did hear it. I did hear a distinct. I did hear a distinct.
That was me.
So I don't know. I think you guys heard it because our audios are very good right now. We have the secret mics. The secret.
I actually have to hold it right here so it's not up.
I'll give you 6.5 out of 10. Why? Because I think you made a mistake, Sorin. You see, now everyone knows here, since Christian gave us an example, that after you unravel this, the thing from the thing, as you so eloquently put it. Let me see
Which
here. Hold on.
shows me how you do it.
Hold on a second here, ladies and gentlemen.
I did it faster than he did.
No, see, I'm all distracted right now. So, the problem that Sorin had, he did 5 twists. Now, the reality is it's 6 twists and a half. And a half. So, let me just, now the trick, okay, so it's counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a half. So that, see, it's now open. Now, see, he was twisting the cork. I'm twisting the bottle. That's the difference here, baby.
Looks like
Wait
you're
for
doing
this.
something different, man.
Oh.
Great.
What's that? Did you even hear that? Like a squirrel in the woods, bud. So it's up to you, the audience, to decide who had the best bottle opening. I think it was close, but...
Can we open 2 more?
Christian, whose had less noise?
I think the best was mine.
Now, the question is, with so many open bottles, what's the worst that could happen?
This is the driest sparkling that we have. %50 of Chardonnay, 50% Pinot Noir.
It's a much heavier bottle. The one.
Okay, that's not what it looked like, but after this tasting, for the end we decided to visit another part of Chile, just so we take another look at the beauty of this country and its people. Let's go to Valparaiso.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay. Blue skies, feel the wind beneath you as you fly by. Dancing on a cloud, it lifts you high, high, high. Your troubles blow away.
The city is phenomenal, it's called Valparaiso, and Christian took us here to enjoy the ocean breeze, meet some amazing people, witness some interesting street performers, and try one of the most amazing spots in Chile.
As we're here at Fauna Restaurant, one of the finest restaurants. We started with a glass of wine, finished with a glass of wine. Here in southern Chile, phenomenal view, phenomenal experience. What do you think, Sorin?
This Valparaiso region is the region that governs the Easter Island, so we thought it's a nice closing with our story from the island and our story here with Valdivieso wines. And I think we're getting ready for the next episode.
A next episode shot on Easter Island that will reveal the mystery of the famous Moai statues, as well as the answer to the question, does the size matter? To see the rest of the Travel by the Art episodes and follow my adventures around the world, you can click the subscribe button, or, well, that image on the screen. Oh, and by the way, to be notified when the Easter Island episode comes out, click also the bell icon. Last but not least, don't be shy to leave a comment below and let me know what you think.